Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. I think you all are doing very well and you would have completed your exercise of differentiability 5.1 and 5.2. And if you have any query regarding that, you can post it to me. So today we are going to start the introductory part for exercise 5.3, that is differentiability related to implicit functions. So before starting this topic, I would like to discuss with you that what is implicit function. Okay, so let's start it. There are two sort of functions that we are going to discuss in this video, that is explicit function and implicit function. So for explicit function, first of all just let's talk about the literary meaning of word explicit. So what is the meaning of explicit? Explicit means stated clearly, means there shouldn't be any doubt or there shouldn't be any room for confusion, means it should be clear. Okay, so we can say in words the explicit function is a function in which the dependent variable has been given explicitly in terms of independent variable. Means this is the definition of explicit function. You can understand in such a way that the dependent variable, suppose y is the dependent variable, then it can be easily expressed or explicitly and clearly expressed in terms of independent variable like this. It means y one of the side and x one of the side, and it is clearly defined. There is no confusion that where is x and where is y. Okay, so you can denote it in this form, y equals to fx. Such functions are called explicit function. So explicit function in which we can denote them in the form y equals to fx, means one of the hand there should be y and another hand there should be x, and x is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Why are we saying this? Because when we are going to put x equals to 1, then we will get y equals to 2. If x equals to 2, then y equals to 5. So it means the value of 5 is dependent on x. Okay, so that's why y is dependent and x is independent. So this is explicit function. Now let's talk about implicit function, because our topic is implicit. So what is implicit function? Just see. First of all, just see the example of explicit function, like you can see here y equals to x plus 1, y equals to x square plus 2x, y equals to cos x plus 1, x minus y minus 6 equals to 0. Here also just by observing you can say that y equals to x minus 6. So it means it is easily, clearly expressible. Then we say that they are explicit functions. Okay, so this side it can contain the trigonometric functions, exponential function, any function, that doesn't matter, but it should be clearly defined. Okay, so now you see implicit function, that's very easy to understand, just pay attention. Implicit function, just opposite to that, the implicit function is a function in which the dependent variable has not been given explicitly in terms of independent variable. It means they cannot clearly defined in terms of independent variable. They are of the form fxy equals to 0, means one of the side we are having both together like x and y, combined function, mixed function, and right hand side that can be equivalent to 0. Like for example, suppose your function looks like this, x plus y, y square equals to 0. Now it's very difficult for you to express y in terms of x. Okay, so simply by observing, if by observing we can clearly define, then we say it is explicit. But if there is confusion, then we say that it is implicit function. If we are unable to define it clearly, we say it implicit function. So this function is in the form of fxy equals to 0. In other words, we can say when it is difficult to express our dependent variable in terms of independent variable, then we call that function implicit function. Okay, So just see, look at the example. The example, xy plus x square plus 1 equals to 0, x sin y plus xy plus 2 equals to 0, xy plus cos y equals to 0. Means in such functions, if you are going to solve, it's very difficult to get y one side and x one side. It means simply by observing, it's not easily defined. Okay, suppose one of the example, if I take x square plus y square equals to 1, this is the equation of the circle. If I ask you, is it implicit or explicit, what will be your answer? I'm just waiting because I just want you to think for a minute, and after that I'll discuss with you. So you would have thought your answers in your mind, so just discuss with me. Okay, just let's go. X square plus y square equals to 1. Now you just think that here, if I express simply by observing, I cannot say that what is y in terms of x, but if I just solve it, what will I get? I'll get this form, under root. So it means if I ask to differentiate it, there are two values of y, one is positive and one is negative. So with which value I should go forward? This is the confusion. So wherever we are expressing and we are getting a complicated expression, then we say it is implicit function, it's not explicit. If we are able to express it, doesn't mean it is explicit. Explicit means it should be defined clearly, easily, only by observation, as well as there shouldn't be any confusion. If by solving we are getting a complex situation, then also the function is implicit. Generally the students get confused in such kind of things because they think that we are able to express, so this function should be explicit. It's not like that. If you are getting complicated equations like this, then also the function is implicit function. Is it clear to you? If it is not clear, then again you re-listen the whole video, then you will be able to understand it clearly. Okay, now you see the topic is how to differentiate it. Okay, so I took one of the example in this video, and rest of the example I'll explain you in the next video. So one of the example, find dy over dx and y plus sin y equals to cos x. So how to solve it? Okay, so we want to differentiate it with respect to x, because dy over dx means we want to differentiate the function with respect to x. So let's differentiate it. If we are going to differentiate it, this will become dy over dx. This is d over dx of sin y. This is d over dx of cos x. This is easily we have written dy over dx. Okay. Now sin y, because this is sin y and we are differentiating with respect to x. So here we have to use the chain rule. It means first of all you differentiate sin y without thinking whether y is written or x is written, simply. So this will become cos y, because y is not the original one, so we are going to redifferentiate it. So this will become dy over dx. Now d over dx of cos x is minus of sin x. So this is how we got this. Now we are going to take dy over dx common from here, and we will calculate the value of dy over dx. So you can see that this function is implicit function. Okay, so how to solve it? You just start differentiating in this way, and then you just separate dy over dx and calculate the value of dy over dx. So just see in the next slide. So dy over dx, after taking the common, you will get this, and now the value finally, this is minus of sin x upon 1 plus cos y, where obviously you know that y cannot be equal to 2n plus 1 into y, otherwise it will become 0 and denominator should not be 0. So this is how we are going to solve the question. This is one of the example I took here, and in the next video I will take few more example for you to explain it. Till then you just re-listen this video and try to clear your concept regarding implicit and explicit function. Okay, thank you so very much, and just carry on with your studies, because this is very important. You are getting sufficient time to concentrate on your studies. So all the best to you. Thank you.